Hello and welcome to True North EV, recording today from home. We're doing some interviews, got a few lined up here. So the first one we're going to have up is Kevin from New Brunswick with his Kona. It was an awesome interview and I'm glad to share it with you guys. Hello, Kevin. How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I am good. So we're here with Kevin from New Brunswick. Uh, Kevin, as we're all in lockdown and social isolation, let's talk a little bit about electric vehicles and what got you interested, and a little bit about your background then. Um, what was the first electric vehicle you wanted and why?
Oh, geez. Way back when, probably 10 years ago or a little more, I worked in renewable energy for quite a while. So I kept up to date on all that stuff. Yeah, so way back when, 10 years ago or more, renewable energy business I worked in. Um, so trade magazines and all kinds of renewable energy publications. I followed Tesla pretty much from the get-go, um, and was quite excited when they announced that Model S. Even had a picture on the wall of all the features and the price, and that just seemed to take forever. And then when it did came out, it wasn't the $35,000 that they said in 2008.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah, just a bit more. So that kind of put that on hold for a while, and watched the Leaf kind of come out, and was kind of interested in that. But of course, it didn't have the range I was looking for. And I'm going to say a year and a half ago. Was it a year and a half ago? Maybe a couple years ago. Chev come out with their Bolt, and Hyundai come out with the Kona. And then they start, they're both pushing specs up around 400K. And that's when my excitement kind of built, like, hey, they're finally getting there. And long story short, I stumbled into a Hyundai Kona. So almost May 1st last year, so almost a year now.
And do you have the preferred or the ultimate?
I have the preferred.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the same that I have.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what kind of range are you actually getting? Because I'm here in Manitoba, where it's a little colder, especially in the winter.
Yes.
In New Brunswick, what kind of range do you get summer and winter?
That's a good question. Summer, I'm probably doing 80%. I do the 8% charge thing. I'm probably doing 360 in the summer, like on the guessometer.
Yeah.
This winter, I was doing 80%, and it was showing 250, 260 for range, which is still fine because my daily driving is roughly 100 kilometers back and forth to work. So I have a level 2 charger in the garage. So I have no issues.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about. I'm just outside Hampton, New Brunswick, a little place called Bloomfield.
Okay.
And so if I want to go to any of the three major cities here, Moncton, St. John, or Fredericton, if I have 89% charge, I really don't even think about it. I just go. And I have been last fall, October, I went from here to Ottawa and back. I had a company training up there, and I took the Kona just to try it on a trip and go go through the pros and cons and figure stuff out. It was doable. It's not something I do, maybe do that once a year, but there was no issues.
So is the Kona your only vehicle then, or do you have gas backup essentially?
I still have. I had a 2006 Corolla, which is like 360K or something on it now. So it's still sitting there. It's still ready for the road. I use it as my dirty car. If I need to go, haul tools or do anything like that. The other one I try to keep pretty clean. So yeah,
Okay.
so it's still drivable. It's still there. So yeah.
Awesome. And so was it just the range and the price point that kind of got you to go with the Kona, or was there something else?
Um, the other kind of thing that I really liked is almost all the other EVs. Um, they're an EV. You can't hide a
Yeah,
Tesla. You can't hide a Tesla. You can't hide a Nissan Leaf or a Chevy Bolt because that's the only thing they do.
yeah,
But the Kona, they took it from the gas platform and made it into a battery. So when you have them side by side, unless you look at the grill or notice there's no exhaust pipes, they look the same. So I have neighbors that uh, I park it in my driveway, and I usually plug it in every night or every other night. Um, and I have neighbors that I'm positive they still don't know it's an electric car. I've had,
well, that's always the good. Yeah,
I had a person at work last week who hadn't seen me in a while and was looking. Said, "Oh, you got a new car?" I said, "Oh yeah, I've had this since last May." And they kind of glanced at it and they saw the electric badge on the back, and they said, "Oh, that must save a lot of gas." And I said, "Yeah, it saves a lot of gas because it doesn't use any because
just a
everyone."
little bit of gas.
Because most people they think of the plug-in hybrids or hybrids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I said, no, this is like full electric. I've also had questions about um, what do you do if it runs out of power? I had one lady ask me what I do if it runs out of power. I said, what do you do with a gas car? You have
Yeah,
gauge. You
that's
have
always the response I like. Yeah.
you have gauges that tell you when, and this thing tells you about 3 ways from Sunday how far you can go. So you just plan your trip accordingly. It's not really not an issue.
And was the only reason you wanted the electric vehicle, was it environmental or because you were kind of in that sector, or was
Um,
there anything else to it?
uh, a lot towards the environmental and being I guess a trailblazer in a way around, especially around a rural area, just to prove it can be done. And my I'm an electronics technologist by education, so and renewable energy business. So as far as the electrics and the battery technology, I mean, I've been following all that stuff for years. So um, when they come out with the bigger battery in the 400 range and the 150 kilowatt engine, uh, I had I had no worries. I just said, this is it. This is the time. They're here. Um, uh, I was ready to do it, and when it ended up being a last minute buy. I was planning a 6 months to a year out, and I basically got I expressed interest through Hyundai and had the build your car dream thing going on.
Yeah.
And I got a call from the dealer in St. John saying, we have one here, and basically someone ordered it in and get tired of waiting. So The salesman didn't have to tell me much. I just said, let me drive it. And because I probably knew more than they did about it.
That
And
seems to be how it goes.
I said, yeah, let's do it. So
Awesome.
yeah, they just delayed it a couple of days for the the May 1st rebate thing because I wasn't even sure that was coming in. I had heard the fall, and I guess they pushed it up, so that was kind of a bonus. And yeah, I've been loving it.
Nice. And so did you trade a vehicle in for the Kona, or was the Kona just like a second vehicle that you bought with no trade in?
No, just like I say, the 2006 Corolla wasn't worth a trade in to me.
Yeah.
It was bought and paid for and still running, so I just kept it as a spare. Um,
Okay.
I offered to give it to my son, but he couldn't drive a standard, so uh, no, like I say, if it's just costing me insurance and
Yep.
a few $100s a year, maybe if it needs something done, and for that price, I'll keep it for now.
Okay. At least until the charging infrastructure maybe gets a little bit better out there.
No, well, I'll just keep it till it dies. Like I say, it's still my dirty car.
Okay.
So like I say, for the price it cost me to keep it, it's really for an '06 Corolla, with 300 and some thousand kilometers on it. Um, it's not a hot demand item.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
for,
only know one other person that has it, and he's actually my doctor.
yeah. So for whatever $1,000 or $1,500, someone's going to beat you down. It'll just sit in my yard till it dies.
Yeah. And so when you got into an electric, especially being your first, did you find that you had to change your driving habits or anything? Uh, kind of make the electric work maybe for you?
Um, not not a whole lot. The bells and whistles took a little getting used to, like the lane keep assist and the rear cross, because I had a plain Jane standard car. The only feature I had was cruise control. I got that added on. I still have roll up windows and no AC. So, um, I, I just need to get myself back and forth to work. Um,
Yeah.
so a little bit of like the lane keep assist, I had to go in and change the settings because it does stuff like grab the wheel on you if your signal light's not on and this kind of stuff. Um, a little bit of playing with the regen settings, but basically I found uh, auto mode hidden in the menu, and I run that mostly. And I kind of drive like I did my standard. I shove the clutch in when you're coming up to a stoplight, and um, so the Kona kind of, once you get the settings set up, it kind of lends yourself to that same mentality of driving a standard.
True. Yeah.
Uh, it's pretty effortless. The one pedal driving is awesome. It's very relaxing. Um, and just the one thing I like is the forward collision or the adaptive cruise, whichever version you want to call it, because driving on the highway, if for that slight second you're looking at the radio or doing something, uh, it it's kind of nice. The car senses something going on before you even know it, and you can feel that kind of nose dip, I call it.
Yeah.
And I've also a few trips I've had to go to Halifax for company training, and they force us to rent cars for that. So I have to rent a nice vehicle, and when you have the adaptive cruise and then get a nice vehicle with the normal cruise, especially going down toward because the car is not doing any thinking for you anymore.
Yeah.
It's so when I went down to Halifax, as soon as I get close to the city, I just shut the cruise off because you're up and down like a yo-yo. Um, so then you got to, oh yeah, this is a normal car. I got to be a little more awake.
There's a lot more thinking involved.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I know even I have a work truck for my normal work, and I find actually the biggest change is I was off for 12 weeks in the
Hmm.
winter on paternity leave, and I found the hardest change was actually I always use the little paddle behind the steering
Uh,
wheel for extra braking.
okay.
Do you find that uh, hard when you do switch over to a nice vehicle?
Um,
That you're wanting to kind of grab that paddle, or do you not really use that
uh,
paddle even on your Kona?
uh, it's just been really the last. Uh, the only thing I was using the paddle before, like when I first got it, was changing the regen settings till I got figured out what I like. And it's
Okay.
only been the last couple of weeks, or maybe the last couple of months. I've realized that you can hold the paddle in and slow.
And to come to an actual
Yeah,
stop.
but for the most part, the pedal does the same thing, um, because it will do the regen thing before the mechanical brakes kick in, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, I would say I don't have that paddle urge with a normal car. I
Okay.
haven't developed that habit.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Like I drive in level three regen,
Okay.
and I use the paddle, so I'm basically never touching the brake paddle.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah. And the longest trip you've done in your Kona, is that basically your Ottawa trip, or
Yes. Yes. The Ottawa trip.
and Ottawa would be how far
Oh,
roughly from?
I had figures up on I'm thinking something like 1,200 kilometers.
Okay. And did
Uh,
you do that in like a day
two,
or a couple of days type
two
deal?
days, two
Okay.
days. So, um, my partner family's from up around the Grand Falls area. Uh,
Yep.
so the first day we just went that far. There was a Petro Canada in Grand Falls, and of course, last fall they were offering the free charging, so I tried to take advantage of all those I could. Um, and then going across Quebec, there was no problem finding Petro Canadas. There's no problem finding the Hydro Quebec ones either. And then when I was looking ahead on the PlugShare app, I noticed that because we were going to cut through, I guess, to the left of Montreal and then up the Ontario side, just because I don't like driving by Montreal.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at the charging stations, I noticed that the Ontario ones jumped up to $17 or $18 an hour, and the Quebec ones were 10 or 11. So we found a charging station just before we left Quebec, and did a top up charge there. And then I got all the way through to Ottawa, and actually I was going to relatives in Gatineau, so I was going back to Quebec. So I didn't do any charging in Ontario.
Okay. And do you know roughly what kind of charge rate you were getting on most of the chargers, or was it quite the roller coaster of
Um,
speeds you were getting?
the Petro Canada ones, for the most part, would have been hitting because I think the Kona is good for 77 or some odd number. And I think the Petro ones were hitting 60 to 65, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Um, Now the flow ones are similar to, or if not flow, Circuit Electric or Hydro Quebec. They're the same as the MB Power ones here. So they say 50, but usually you can do uh, 40 to 44 in that range.
Okay. Still not too
Oh
bad.
no, like you're basically
Yeah.
you're there for 45 minutes to an hour, and most of them there's a Tim's or the Petrocana ones will have an A&W. I mean, usually there's something to do. There's a couple of them that were like Grand Falls is basically at a truck stop, so when you roll in there at 11 o'clock or midnight, um, there's no store. It's been shut down since supper time, and there might be a truck or two out in that big parking lot. So you're over in the corner. So it was kind of boring. And then there was a
Yeah.
tourist bureau in Quebec on the way back, because we hit some bad weather in the hills with snow and whatnot, and I still had the original summer tires on. So anyway, we stopped at this tourist bureau. Of course, it's like same time, like close to midnight, and there's no one around, but you just hang out in the car, listen to the radio. Yeah.
Awesome. And what would you say the worst feature of your EV is?
The worst feature?
Yeah, like I know with
Uh,
mine, I hate the plastic.
uh, that doesn't bother me a whole lot, because that could be any normal car. Um, I think that's just a matter of preference, because there's a lot of ICE vehicles I don't care for the design of or features. Um,
Well, I'm talking about the plastic on the inside. Like
yeah,
when I go on longer drives, I find I'm resting my knee on the center console and it's just super plasticky and
yeah,
hard.
yeah. But like I say, that's um, you could say that about any vehicle design.
True. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed that too much. I guess it depends on. I've heard people complain about the seats, the width and the console and this and that. Um, so that's going to depend on you and your physical stature and how you sit um, and I guess maybe I just adjusted myself and I haven't really noticed it. The only the only there's a pro and a con. The only thing, the front charging port, I like that for getting into places. The only thing I don't like is when it freezes on you because you get all the snow and slush.
I guess, yeah, with your guys' weather, you have a lot more of that
Yeah,
issue.
times where I've either come home from work during a snow freezing rainstorm or get up in the morning to go somewhere, and if I didn't plug it in and the door's closed and I have to go get a little, like a utility knife to kind of slice around that crack because all the snow and slush get in there and froze solid, like it just will not open. Um, but like I say, it works out great for chargers because you just drive up to it. So even the shortest cord is never usually a problem.
True, yeah. Do you have a garage that you put it in or you park outside?
I do have a garage I could use. Um, it's more of a
But your charger is outside of the garage?
uh, I can flip the cord either way. I just got a hole and a port through the wall. Um, but it's more of a it's not like a car garage. It's more of a mechanical garage. So it has a big, huge door,
Okay.
manual, of course. Um, and it's you know I kind of have it if I need to work on my cars. But as far as every day, no, I just leave mine outside.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so you'd say that the charge door is probably best and worst feature, or do you have a different best feature you like about the Kona?
A best feature? Uh, well, I love the adaptive cruise. Absolutely love that.
Especially going to work in the morning, the longer drive.
Anytime. The adaptive cruise, and then like I say, with the smart regen, so it uses the front sensor. Um, like I say, like you hardly, like say one pedal, you hardly touch a brake. It will almost come to a stop behind another vehicle. Like it's really almost effortless.
Are you finding that you're cleaning that front radar a lot, especially with your guys' slushy kind of rainy weather?
Um, not, has
Just I know mine has turned off a few times
yeah,
because it's been covered.
hasn't been a I wouldn't say a lot. I would say maybe half a dozen times. Um, that has
Okay.
shut down on me. Um, but then I also some group somewhere I stumbled on the trick that you can uh, put it to normal cruise mode
Yeah.
by holding that button.
And just bypass it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you can only do that if it fails. Um, oh, so back to the yeah, the Ottawa trip.
Yep.
Yeah, 1,192 kilometers, so 1,200 kilometers. Yeah,
Okay.
like one way.
Yeah. So 2,400
Yeah,
kilometers
yeah,
altogether.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Um, and what would you say is the best and worst thing about the Kona in the winter?
Uh, Geez. Um, I don't know if there is a worse thing. Um, because a few people in the fall were like, "Oh, well, curious to see how you make it this winter because they got so much torque on the front end and this and that." Um, I just put like I do with any normal car, any car here. I just got really good winter tires. I didn't scrimp on them, um, and I've had no issues with driving it. Of course, the winter tires have a lot more grip, and I think the battery gives you a good weight. And
Yeah.
as far as that, spin out or over torque, I haven't experienced that with the good winter tires. Um, so it's gone through anything I want to go through. Um, the big pro is I love being able to warm the car up.
Yes.
Um, I'm not the I'm not a smartphone guy. I do have a tablet that I take for long trips and doing the Android Auto thing and plug share. Um, the Blue Link app is okay. I find
Wow. I think you're giving it a little credit
well,
there.
like I said, I'm not a smartphone app person. So
Yeah.
uh, on the tablet, I had to sideload the Blue Link app because it wasn't supported through Google Play and this and that. But what I stumbled on about a month ago was that you can do it through any web browser.
Yeah.
So I have a laptop here in the side of the kitchen. And I find I just log in there and go warm car, and I can do it from work before I leave because I have a computer at my desk. I just log into the browser, and so I don't have to take my tablet with me. And I don't carry a smartphone, so um, I find that works out great.
Awesome. Um, and I guess, when it's plugged in the
Yes.
winter, have you been using Blue Link or do you just use the um, set time for heating, like for what is it called, the departure time?
Oh no, I haven't done any of those customized. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Same as the charging. I don't do charging times because we don't have time of use here. So
Yeah.
uh, what I usually do is um, because I can do like what 7K or 7.2 kilowatts on my level two, uh, but usually I just back it down to whatever the minimum is on the car. I think it's around four. Um, because
Okay.
I get home around midnight, and I don't go to work again until 3 in the afternoon. So there's lots of time for it to charge. So
Yeah.
um, my
So
logic is it keeps the battery charging a little longer, so like for warming it up. And the other
yeah.
thing is, uh, my thinking is less current loss in the wires.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah.
not
True.
drawing the 30 amps and you back it down to whatever 4K works out to, 20 amps or so. Um, you get less power loss in the house wiring.
Yeah, just the wasted heat essentially as
Yeah, yeah,
heat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Awesome. And what has your experience been with dealerships? Like either for servicing or even just purchasing?
um, like I say, the purchasing part, yeah, basically there was just a couple things I needed to touch on. Let me take it for a drive. Um, I followed the Bolt and the even the Ionic, the Kona. I looked at the specs in and out. So, um, I mean, there's a few little things I didn't know, but other than that, there wasn't a whole lot they could tell me. As far
And did you find that they were very willing to let you drive it? Just I know here it was even a struggle for them to even let us drive
Oh,
it.
really? Uh,
Yeah.
no, they didn't seem to have any issue. They just said, "Hey, you're qualified. It's here." And I said, "Well, I have, you know, regardless, I'm going to have to drive it, um, at least some distance." Um, because like I wouldn't buy any car without driving. It doesn't matter how good it looks or what the reviews are. It's got to fit you, right? Because
Yeah.
I've even gone years ago to drive ice vehicle and had my heart set on one, took it for a drive, and I just turned around and said, I'm not even going to take it on the highway because I just don't like it. Like that's end of the discussion. So when you're into a 5, 6, 7 year car payment, it's got to work. It's got to work
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
As far as service, I haven't taken it in for anything. The only thing I've done is fill up the windshield washer. I do my own tire changes. The only thing I kind of laughed at first because, of course, you get on their email list for their service department. So I'm getting these emails about all their specials and like everything's oil change and air conditioning top up. And I emailed back. I don't know even know who it goes to. I emailed back and said, none of these specials apply to an EV. Like, so finally they stopped. Um, and I have noticed that, like I say, on the different groups, that there seems to be a whole range of pricing that people are being
Yeah.
charged for this service, and it's some people are getting it done for under $100, and other people are being quoted over $3 for the 12 month and 24 month and different services. And it's like, really, as far as I know, they check the cabin filter, rotate the tires, and lube up your brakes. Uh, well, to me, none of them are dealer items as far as I'm concerned. But
See, the only one for me that would be a dealer item would be the brakes, just for the fact I have essentially a gravel parking area that
okay,
I park in. It's a little harder to
okay,
do the
yeah,
lubricating
yeah,
brakes,
yeah,
but other than that,
yeah,
it's yeah, for how
yeah,
much they're asking for it, it's
yeah,
a little
yeah.
much.
So and
Um,
um, yeah. So I mean, you've probably seen the post too about people asking for prices, and and they give them the oil change scenario. And like, I have an EV. What oil are you changing? you know.
yeah. Well, and I actually used to work at a dealership. I know the guys I that work on my vehicle from way back
Okay. Yeah.
when, and it's essentially even they've been told by Hyundai, you don't open up the motor, you don't change the oil, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
leave it.
Yeah.
So, because there is oil in
Oh,
it,
for sure.
but
There's that
yeah,
gear
yeah,
reduction box or whatever. But Um, it's 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 uh, it's minor. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And that's
yeah.
exactly. Um, and is there any interesting stories that you've noted, like from people realizing after the fact that your vehicle is electric, or even that little whirring sound from pulling up to people or backing up?
Um,
Oh,
there has been, like I said, there's been a few people where I work. Um, if they happen to be walking through the parking lot when I come in, that will comment on the noise, and I'll
yeah.
say, "Yeah, that's an electric car," and they look at me like, "Really?" Like it's been months since I've had it, and they're just kicking in. Um, so the other thing is, um, of course, friends and family, you have to give them test drives when you first get it, and everyone's thinking it's a glorified go kart. Uh, and then you put them in and you take them for a little spin, and then you go, hold up. I don't even say anything. I just say, yeah, and it has the sport mode, and put it in the sport
Yeah.
mode and come on to it. And I can be doing 40, 50 kilometers going through town, sport mode hitter, and the tires chirp. And the next thing you know,
Yeah.
we're both back in the seat, and they're like, holy, wow. Like, um, as far as like merging on the highways, passing, I don't even think about it. I actually, one of my rental cars last year, I won't mention the name, but it was one of these little one. It was one of these little ones with a CVT transmission.
Yeah.
I went to Halifax and back with it, and I never felt so scared. I was scared to pull. I was scared to merge onto the highway because I didn't know if it was going to get there or not. Like compared to the Kona, because the Kona, you just touch it, it's gone like a scared cat.
Yeah. You never worry about merging
No,
with it.
no.
Well, I do want to thank you so much for your time. I did tell you guys that it was going to be 30 minutes, and I've taken almost
Oh,
40
that's no
minutes of your
worries.
time.
No worries.
But so it was awesome talking to you, and I love that you enjoy your Kona and are telling others
Oh,
about it.
for sure, yeah.
Um,
And then there was actually tomorrow there was supposed to be a show and tell thing in Fredericton I was scheduled for, but they canceled that a couple weeks ago because of the situation. Um, so anything around my area, I still try and get out to. Um, Green or renewable energy or eco. I've been invited out to a few different show and tells, get-togethers, like high school parking lots and this and that. So I try and promote it that way as much as I can, and by sharing as much information as I think is relevant on the different Facebook groups. Um,
yep.
Travel history or pros and cons or service issues. So the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, and that's how there's
Oh,
always the negatives to
oh
any vehicle, whether it's electric or gas. And I feel like everybody should at least
yeah,
be told that, whether it's like a personal
yeah,
opinion or not.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
um and so is there any sort of plug you'd like to give, whether it be like an electric vehicle group you're a part of, or even your contact info if anybody would like to reach out to
Um,
you?
well, on the Facebook groups, I'm on the New Brunswick EV owners, and I'm also on Hyundai Kona EV Canada group. So you can find some of my posts there if you want to contact me through that. Um, and I'll definitely answer any questions. Or actually, my Ottawa Gatineau trip, I've posted those specs quite a while ago. The whole trip and the charging stops. Um, I also post my. I have the Charge the North. Um, I'm in the Charge the North program. So I have that
Okay.
module in my car that uploads all the
Yeah.
yeah, you might be familiar with it. All the
All the
data.
data and
So
all that.
that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting that I can
Yeah.
log in and haul that data down into a spreadsheet. And I've shared a few of those. Like it shows every trip and your max speed and how much power, how much you reject. Like it's amazing data. Um,
Yeah. I've signed up for it. They're not coming yet to
oh,
Manitoba
okay.
yet,
Because I
but
thought,
we'll see
yeah.
how it goes.
So if you go on either of those two Facebook groups, you should find that data there too, or contact me. I can rip off the data at any time and do it up in a PDF or an Excel file, and um, just to see the the different trips, and it also shows temperature, so it gives you a good idea of you know was it warm that day, cold that day, which kind of I guess justifies the the
Yeah. The
different.
diff. I want to thank Kevin again for taking the time to actually have this conversation and share all the great experience he's had with his Kona. And yeah, if you guys want to reach out to me, it's at True North EV podcast at gmail.com. It's or True North EV at gmail.com, True North EV podcast on Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, and we got a bunch of other interviews lined up. Hopefully, gonna be posting shortly. But yeah, hope you guys are staying safe and finding something to keep you busy. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.